Good morning, everybody. How are you? Thank you for being here. My name is Kobe Wu. I'm the founder and CEO of Visuwall Technologies, a marketplace innovation that's optimizing vacant storefronts with programmatic media. Let's see if I can get this thing to go properly. One second. I'll just stand here and I'll puff the play. Or not. There we go. All right. In Visuwall, we're creating a new advertising channel, one that provides metrics that matter, that monetizes the downtime of vacant storefronts, the vast amount of vacant storefronts in your town, USA, and basically realizes a brand new media format that's literally been hiding in plain sight. Let me show you or introduce you to who needs us most. This is Rachel. She is your media buyer for your favorite brand, let's just call it Adidas. And she does all the media buying. She's frustrated with media buying as a whole because the current formats are basically diluting the brand equity, and she's not really sure if she's connecting with consumers to begin with. Chris, on the other hand, works for the top real estate firm across the country in leasing. His portfolio is plagued with vacancies that are lasting for longer periods of time, and for a variety of reasons, he's trying to figure out how to optimize that downtime. So if you look at the landscape of vacancies across the country, it's teetering at about 10%. In places like where I'm from, in New York, neighborhoods like Soho, which are very popular across the country, it's literally 25%. Because of a lot of different reasons, particularly covenants that restrict landlords from reducing their rents, they're staying vacant for longer periods of time. That means they'll stay empty for 18, 24 months, sometimes even 36 months. Let me emphasize, that's making zero money every month. That totals to about a $9.2 billion deficit that's lost every year that should be rent. On the advertising side, it's very fragmented. Brands are trying to find different ways to present their messaging. Traditional out-of-home is very difficult to understand if you're actually making the connections. So there's a migration into digital advertising that's now crowded, it's expensive, and again, you're not really receiving the kind of metrics that matter. And when I'm talking about not just impressions, where you can claim to reach millions of people by putting a picture up in the window or at a billboard, we're talking about engagement metrics, where you actually know if people are looking and connecting with the brand. So what we've done is we've created a marketplace that makes those vacant locations accessible. You can literally click through our marketplace and find the locations that you want to be in the neighborhoods you choose, just like you would a hotel room, right? We've also, behind every window, we've put computer vision technology that tells you how many people are walking by, if you're looking, your approximate age, whether you're a man or a woman. We can even tell if you're happy or sad. That's right. In New York, most people are noted as disgusted or neutral, but that's a different conversation, right? Our dashboard makes all those analytics very easy to digest. We're able to make decisions and learn more and know more about who's in front of those windows. And not for nothing, that data aggregate becomes a defensible moat that keeps people from, that no other out-of-form format actually can do right now. So how does it work? We basically allow you to target your consumers in the neighborhoods you choose, as I stated before. You're able to, the landlords list the locations directly on the platform first. Then you're able to select those locations, and you can aggregate the data that becomes more informative and helps you understand if your creative is actually making an impact. But more importantly, you're able to make the placements that make the most sense for you because you have the information that tells you that your target is actually where you want them to be. So right now, we're looking at storefront windows. We're aggregating data in every single window. That information is becoming a larger format of information that currently does not exist in the physical landscape of your town, USA. And then as we grow into that, programmatic outdoor is the next step. What is programmatic? Programmatic means that you're able to find media, put a bid on it, and place it. And as you transition from static images in a window like you would in a billboard. You can then say, we're going to put digital displays that allow you to change the creative at the drop of a dime. This is the fun part. So we have been working with some of the best of the best. Our first client was Apple Music. We deployed a campaign in two major markets, New York City and London. And I did not have London at the time, but when Apple Music says it's a non-starter, you go and get London. We're also in Los Angeles, where we're starting to deploy campaigns for entertainment and sports. We're looking at consumer products. We're also looking at beauty and, of course, retail. We've just did a big campaign or a series of campaigns for Celine, Burberry, the Council of Fashion Designers of America in New York City. And on the real estate side, we've been working with some of the biggest and the brightest, Extel, SL Green. We just did a deal with Acadia that allowed us to deploy sensors and windows throughout New York, and we have our eyes on Chicago next. Very excited about that. So what does this mean in terms of market size? So the traditional advertising is an $8.4 billion industry. Significant. The categories that I just talked about, entertainment and sports, fashion, beauty, consumer products, retail, that makes up about 60% of that market size. The rise of programmatic is certainly upon us. You see it more and more with digital, online advertising. Well, we're bringing that digital format to the outdoor. In the top 10, across the country, the top 10 advertising markets make up about 50,000 vacancies. 12,000 of those are in our sweet spot, meaning that they're at eye level, they have the right visibility, the size, and have the attractiveness of various brands. And that gives us about a $6.3 billion revenue opportunity. So I have come from the marketing business. I've been in the industry for about 18 years. Yes, I started when I was 7. My partner, Kevin, has enjoyed 2 exits. He's also an operational guru and is now an angel investor. And together we're building this technology that we hope transforms media as a whole. So I already mentioned Acadia, so I gave away the goods. But I will say that Chicago is next. Acadia has a relationship in a national portfolio. What gives us the great opportunity there is because of their status being a REIT, a real estate investment trust. It proves the point that the data is just as valuable to the real estate world as it is to media. We plan on expanding from Chicago to Washington, D.C., Boston, and using their San Francisco portfolio so we can take over the West Coast as well. Thank you so much.